Aldous.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. The motions before us today are to approve the Government's final proposed local government finance settlements for 2023-2024. In brief, Mr Deputy Speaker, in very challenging circumstances, the Government have come up with proposals which are broadly acceptable and which will enable local government on the whole to properly function and to deliver a wide range of services for the benefit of local communities. This is vitally important as it is local government which best understands the needs of local people and is best able to ensure that funding delivers the benefits for which it is intended. Mr Deputy Speaker, there are some drawbacks to the settlement which I shall briefly outline, and there is also the need to carry out that much needed review of the funding formula which we have already heard about, which has been talked about during the whole 13 years that I have represented the Waveney parliamentary constituency in this House. I'll give way to my honourable friend.
My honourable friend is a member of the APPG for Coastal Communities and is very aware of the report by Pragmatics, drawing the need for changing local government funding formula to better reflect deprivation and the needs of coastal communities with strategic, long-term, sustainable funding to see projects to the end. Would he agree that that is something that the Department must be considering as we move forward?
I thank my honourable friend for that intervention, and the short answer is she has got a crystal ball because she has actually interpreted what is the conclusion of my speech, and we've been reading the same report. Mr Deputy Speaker, in the circumstances, as we've heard, some might liken this settlement to a sticking plaster, but I would suggest it actually more resembles a bandage, and this in itself reinforces the need for that fundamental overhaul. Mr Deputy Speaker, I shall briefly comment on the settlement's drawbacks, which the Government should seek to ensure are not repeated next year. Firstly, it should be pointed out, as others have said, that this is the fifth one-year settlement in a row. Such short-termism does make it very difficult for councils to plan properly, to deliver world-class local services, and to fully implement key policies such as levelling up. Next year, I urge the Government to come forward with a multi-year settlement. We've heard they have made a start, but let them finish on that, delivering that particular strategy. Secondly, as we've heard, rural areas continue to get a raw deal, notwithstanding the fact that wages are invariably lower there, the cost of living is higher, and it is much more expensive to deliver services. In this context, it's very disappointing that the increase in the Rural Services Delivery Grant has been wiped out for rural district authorities for it being linked to another grant that reduces by equal measures. This makes it more difficult for authorities such as East Suffolk to deliver vitally important services such as waste collection, recycling and planning. Next year, the existing formula should be applied in full, I would suggest, without damping. Thirdly, and finally, it should be pointed out that the additional funding for children's social care will help tackle the most immediate pressures, but it is neither sufficient to invest in preventative and early help services, nor to invest in the workforce or additional homes that are needed for children in care. Moreover, it falls short of the £1.6 billion required simply to maintain current service levels. Mr Deputy Speaker, as I have mentioned, there is a need to review the local government funding formula. One of several reasons why the review remains outstanding is that the debate as to whether it should take place and what changes should be made has been conducted in a way that pits rural communities against urban communities. The result, Mr Deputy Speaker, is stalemate, and nothing happens, to the detriment of areas where a better funding formula is urgently required. As we've heard, nowhere is this more needed than in coastal communities, all around, in this instance, England, but all around the UK, including in the Waveney constituency that I represent. Coastal communities, such as Lowestoft, face significant challenges. A higher proportion of children living in work-class households, household incomes £3,000 on average per annum lower than elsewhere, disabled people less likely to find work, and people facing greater health challenges and inequalities, including shorter life expectancy, obesity, and higher rates of depression. These challenges are exacerbated by the fact that in coastal areas, funding has to go further to stretch that extra mile. There is thus a higher cost of delivering services. The population is much older, and in the holiday season, there is a need to provide services for visitors. It should also be pointed out that there is an enormous potential in coastal communities that properly funded local government services can help unlock. This includes jobs in the low carbon energy sector, sustainable fishing, and leisure and staycations. What, Mr Deputy Speaker, is therefore urgently required is for the local government funding formula to be adjusted to better reflect the needs of coastal communities. I therefore urge the government to commit to doing this straight away, so that for 24-25, coastal communities, forgotten for far too long, finally do get that fair deal that they need. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Devon Jones.
Thank you, Sir Roger.